that appreciation, that admiration. That's the only thing. And envy is that thing that when I coach people, and I've been fortunate enough to coach musicians and actors and whatever, and there's two questions I always ask people is, the first thing is, who do you envy? And there is no person on the planet, even in the 0.001% who doesn't envy someone that I've met at least. And those two questions sum it up for people. And what I've found is that success just doesn't take away envy. So even if you had become a billionaire in the next 12 months, that still wouldn't have taken it away because she did it at 21 and you did it. And so it's like that's what's so fascinating about it, is that you become successful by what you get, but you become fulfilled by what you lose. And losing envy and losing comparison and losing criticism leads to happiness.
So one of the quotes that I don't like is, comparison is the thief of joy. Because I think comparison is an incredibly valuable feedback tool. So insults or attack on someone's character, saying, and I'll give you an example, and a criticism is the difference between expected and reality. So I expect you to be on time and you are 5 minutes late. So I say, hey, you were 5 minutes late. This was the expectation. This is what happened. That is criticism, right? Insult and you're lazy. And so if we can pull those things apart, we can take the good of, because I think our brains are comparison brains. So it's like, we want to use that. We want to use that skill of learning to point out the discrepancy between where they are and where I am, so that I can create steps so that I can get better. I want to completely eliminate and erase insults. And the biggest reframe that's been helpful for me is simply translating all hate or insults into, he lives his life in a way that I would not prefer. And it just comes down to that. He makes this kind of, why does he think he lives his life in a way that I would not prefer? And that is just, it has really boiled a lot of the hatred down to like, oh, well, I mean, you live your life in a way that I would not prefer. And that's fine. That's why you have your life and I have my life. And that has just like really quelled a lot of the concern, because I'm sure, like you, I get an unending, a deluge of hate comments, just because if you put yourself out there.
Totally.
Like, if you do nothing, you will get criticized for doing nothing. And if you do something, you'll get criticized. So criticism is fact. It is a fixed cost.
Yeah. And that's why I agree with you on the comparison point. And that's why I look at comparison as two kind of brothers, study and envy. Yeah. And so that's the choice you have. 100%. Like, we have to compare. Comparison is a fixed, you're going to compare because the brain is wired that way. And it's either I compare myself with envy or study. And those are my two choices. I'm going to compare.